Yeah, we live with a special one here. This is a 2019 Shelby GTS 6th rent-a-car supercharged edition. Any of you guys who are Hertz Mustang knowers, Shelby knowers, you know that this is a new iteration with a 6th rent-a-car. They purchased 27 cars with this package. The owner himself actually has a convertible, which is a one of one with the same colors. And this is number 16 of 26 now because they were originally 27 ordered and in the first weekend was completely wrecked. So there's only 26 available. This one here is number 16 and it's a beauty. It's supercharged. It has an Edelbrock supercharger. I'll get around and show you that, guys, that. It's got a special interior made for the vehicle. See the door sill, Shelby GT. You got the seat there. It says Shelby on it. You've got the placard on it. It says Shelby GTS. You'll see there close. It's number 16 for 2019. Basically, the rest of it is a Shelby Mustang interior. The rest of it is actually it's a regular Mustang GT interior, pretty much for the most part. You do have this turned aluminum look that comes on it. Thank you, DH7. It really is a beautiful car, and I'm going to go through it with you guys a little bit on this live, and then I'm going to also have a review on a driving review. You see here it comes with the big spoiler. It does have the exhaust pipes that do say Shelby on them, and they even have a Shelby license plate frame. These are very special cars. They're not going to be too many that you see around unless you go to a 6th rent-a-car and they have one available. You can see there they have the Shelby badge there. I like this Shelby badge up here. This Shelby badge is very nice up here. I like the way it looks. I really like the wheels. The wheels have the Shelby Cobra in it, and they say Shelby on them, pretty much like the Alcoa wheels that came on the '07 GT500s and '08s. It does come with the GTS striping, which is really nice, makes it look special. And so you guys can see this is a no, this is not a fake deal. This is actually the 6th rent-a-car badge, and yes, it is supercharged, absolutely. In the front here, you have painted calipers, orange, which say Shelby, which if you look back here, I wasn't too crazy about the fact that these don't match in color. They're just regular, basic gray. You do have the Shelby hood on here with the heat extractors. And then on the front grille here, it also says Shelby, and you got these orange stripes. And anybody that knows me knows I have a daughter named Shelby, and she was born the day before Halloween. And I think I'm gonna have to buy one of these cars because she's totally in love. These are Halloween colors. It is 700 horsepower as far as what they claim. They're claiming 700, and I'm gonna get to the hood. Let's get under the hood here so you guys can see what we're talking about. It is an Edelbrock supercharger. It is not a typical Shelby setup. Shelby has their own supercharger, and I'm not sure who the manufacturer is for them. I'm sure they have a manufacturer of it. Give me a second, guys. Let me put you down while I get the hood open. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so you got this Shelby supercharger, and it's a TVS 2650 supercharger. You got your valve covers supercharged. It comes with just Shelby tidbits here and there, and as you can see, it's still cooling down because we just had a nice hard run with it. I taught an M3 a quick lesson about what this car is all about. But again, the M3 wasn't far behind. So when you start to talk about price on the GT500, this is a similar setup. It's probably going to be a little more powerful than this. I love this Shelby dipstick here. See that there? And then here you have the limited number from Edelbrock, the information on the supercharger. It's an E4 supercharger. This is the part number. So if you have a Shelby GT and you want to put this supercharger on it, that's the part number you want to look at. And they even have the belt set up from Edelbrock of how it's supposed to go after you have the supercharger in. It's a very clean setup. If you look here, This is very similar to a cold air intake where they have that composite material that cools very quickly. Enormous throttle body. Looks like I don't know, man, a 285 pulley size, more or less. It's hard to tell. I'm not very savvy that way. But if I had to guess, I think this is the dopest little touch here. The Carroll Shelby symbol on the hood there on the top of the supercharger. You know, hopefully the video's coming in not too glitchy. I'm in a remote area with the car, so thank you, Mopar Life. I appreciate that, brother. You know me, man. I'm so happy to hit 2K, and it's part of subscribers like you that helped me get there, man. I appreciate you, bro. So I thank you very much for helping us get to 2K, and I appreciate your viewership. DH7, hey, if you guys don't know each other, get to know each other. That's what we do. We support around here. We got the Shelby cap on that there. Top speed so far today, I had it up to 170. I had it at 170 on open road, let's just say. I don't want to get too crazy, but it was up at 170. She had more. I backed off because traffic started getting crazy, but yeah, she also, one thing I noticed is once she got over 150, she started getting hot, but it's also 93 degrees today, so she did get hot. She didn't overheat, but she did get warm. So I noticed at the top speed area around 170, she was working hard. It is a 10-speed transmission, so when you're not on it, the car is very gas savvy. You have a nice Shelby badge here, and I like the whole treatment in the back here. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I like the embossed letters, and of course, I mean, it wouldn't be a video if we didn't do the old Cold Star, right? Let's get that going. Oh, it won't do it because of the hood. See that? So that's something we learned right now. Let's close the hood here. Man, there's a lot of heat. All right, we got the hood closed. That should allow us to do what we got to do now. Right. And here you got the Shelby on the tips. And I really like all the places they put the Shelby name on this car. Let me give you a full view of it. I mean, it's really coming down the road. It just even looks special. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're not going to see too many of these. And this is the problem for the GT500. You come with 100 grand and only 760 horsepower and a large amount of production cars. And it's a recipe for cars sitting on the lot. You talk about low number, specific made packages, limited editions, numbered series, beautiful little touches, and they would probably go so much more in sales. I'm not mad. Hey, they're trying to bring GT500s to the masses, but at $95,000 fully loaded, they're stepping into a dangerous world because there's a lot of vehicles out there that will be faster. This particular vehicle, stickers at around $68,000. You understand? So it's not as fast as a GT500. It may not have some of all the features as a GT500, but when you're talking about a $68,000 sticker and you can have a car that runs pretty close to a GT500, now you're talking about crazy stuff. You know what I mean? So we're going to go to the inside now because it's hot out here. And hopefully it's not glitching too much. Hopefully, yeah. So my neighbor here has a Hellcat. I'm trying to get in touch with him and see if we could. He's got a straight body Hellcat. I think it's a 2018 or 2017. So I'm trying to get him to talk and see what we could do. But in the interior here, you got a nice khaki leather with the orange on it. And I mean, if you've been in a Mustang, you've been in the interior of this car, basically. But let me show you a nice little neat touch. You do have a supercharged gauge here. Let's turn that off for a second. You have your vacuum gauge. You got your oil pressure gauge. And then here, again, you can set up your dashboard however you see fit. Changing the modes. Sport Plus. The whole thing changes up, your RPM. You can go to full track mode. I had it in track mode earlier. She runs hard in track mode. And then you can go to drag strip mode, and it's pretty much the same thing. but all the parameters of the car are unlocked and the car's ready to go. You know what I mean? Now, the Ford Uconnect system in here is amazing. It works very well. Queen City Mopar, what's going on? I'm bringing you guys a special GTS Shelby 6th edition rent-a-car. All right, I'm gonna turn the AC back up on in here and go outside for a second. This one actually has cooled seats, and here you guys can see here, this is number 16 for 2019. Only 27 built. One has been already totaled, so they're down to 26. And just talking about limited editions and Shelbys and what really gives them the value. This is a GTS edition for anybody just coming in, Shelby. And this is a special 6th rent-a-car supercharged edition. It's got an Edelbrock supercharger underneath, a TVS 2650 Edelbrock, which is licensed by Shelby and signed off by Shelby. These are special edition vehicles commissioned by the owner of 6th Rent-A-Car. He did something very similar like what Hertz did back in the 60s with the Hertz Rent-A-Car Shelbys. And anybody who knows in the collecting world of Shelbys, those are some of the coveted, most coveted Shelbys, is getting their hands on a Hertz Rental Edition Shelby Mustang, because they only made so many of them and people mostly destroyed them, taking them to the tracks, so on and so forth. And just so you get a look, this is no Fugazi Shelby. I mean, even in the grill here, you've got your Shelby. I showed earlier in the video the supercharger. You've got your Shelby lower valance. You've got your racing stripe down the middle. Somebody obviously already didn't drive well with this one. This guy here is number 16. You can see you've got your Shelby brake calipers painted orange in the front. And the reason orange black is the theme color is because 6th Rent-A-Car, that is the color of their rental company. They use black and orange as their colors. And again, you got this beautiful GTS Shelby GT stripe. I love the wing on it. It's got 305s out back, guys. So, I mean, if I was invited to rent this vehicle because of the business I do with them. I do a lot of my fleet vehicles with them. They have, they're not just a rental-car company. They also do fleet vehicles. And they also do vehicles like this, specialty vehicles. And once you become a member of their program, you get invited to these vehicles. So I'm super ecstatic to have this car in my possession for the next 48 hours. I'm definitely going to do an extensive review on this car because it's so special, because it's so one of a kind. You're going to be hard pressed to find another one unless you rent it from 6th Rent-A-Car. I'm not really sure how the program works and where they're available, but this one is available in the Fort Lauderdale area. You have to book in advance. You don't have to prepay. 6th makes it very easy for you to enjoy this car. So if you're somebody that was thinking about getting on the list for Shelby GT500 and trying to see if it's worth it, I compel you to rent this car for a day. I compel you to get this vehicle, get it out on the southern Florida highways, because the speed limits are around 70 miles an hour. So you can really get this car up in power and up in speed and really see some of the dynamics on the open road, day-to-day use of this vehicle. And you could weigh, is it worth it for you to spend the extra money for a GT500? You know, if the GT500s were only going to be 100 of them, 500 of them, it would be a no-brainer, guys. We wouldn't really even be having this conversation. But because they're going to be a mass-produced supercar, probably in the numbers of 5,000, 6,000, you know, it just go look at used Hellcats. They're now nowhere near worth what a Demon's worth. Limited numbers, serialized numbers, special edition cars. That's the vehicles that commission those high numbers. At the end of the day, this is a Mustang with a lot of bolt-ons and a warranty, and it was done by a company, Shelby, who has been doing this to Mustangs for years. So that's what you're getting for them. This vehicle specifically is a limited edition car. You buy these after 6th Rent-A-Car sells them, and you take it home, you save it for 20 years, and this vehicle will be worth triple, maybe even quadruple whatever you paid for it, because there's only 26 of them left. 27 were ordered, one was already wrecked. There is one convertible. The one convertible is owned by the president of 6th. So this is a very special car because of what it is. And it's fast, and it performs like a Shelby. It earned, this Shelby name that's on the side of it is not just any old name. I'm gonna give you guys a quick rev. You know, bear with me. I don't have a camera set up or anything. And I'm gonna put you guys right here. I'm gonna put you guys right here, and I'm gonna give it a couple of revs for you. So that's what that sounds like. That's what America sounds like on the 5th of July. Yeah, man. I can't say enough good things. I've only had the car a couple of hours in my possession. Let me give you a quick look here. You got the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, so that should tell you right away that this car means business on the road. It's a 305. It's a 305/30 ZR20, so it's a Z-rated tire. You got a big footprint. Up front, you got yourself here. Where is it? You got yourself a 275 35/20. So that's the front tire on this car. The front tire on this car is almost the same footprint as the rear of a Hellcat, of a regular Hellcat, regular body Hellcat. So it means business on the road. It wants to do its thing. Appreciate you guys tuning in on the live. Hope you guys enjoyed the info on this car. I'm going to be doing another review. I'm going to come with a review on this car and give you guys a little more driving experience behind the wheel, show you what it's like when you hold a gear and you hit it, because that's a lot of what people are talking about when they talk about in the Shelby world that the Hellcats don't have. This 10-speed transmission has a lot of flexibility. There's some big guys down here in the Fort Lauderdale area that if I took this car over to them and they tuned that transmission, this is a 10.5-second car probably on street tires. 10.5 on good DA day. 10.9 for sure. So when you talk about a car on street tires that's set up like this with a soft suspension and it could probably run 11 10.9s with a good transmission tune, now you're starting to say, what are they asking for in that GT500? So I'm anxious to see the cars. I'm anxious to see the car come out, and I want to really get to drive them before I say any more judgment on them. But either which way, these Shelby GTs with the supercharger, the Edelbrock supercharger in it, it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal package. It's a phenomenal setup. Very balanced, very good. And I urge everyone to investigate these kind of vehicles before they go plunking down 10 grand and paying 10 grand over premium on a GT500. You know, there's a lot of good cars for $68,000. Saleen makes a car very similar setup to this. And Saleen is their own manufacturer. And Saleen makes a car very similar to this, and you could probably get one for about $68,000. So, what are we talking about? Either which way, leave comments in the section on this live if you didn't catch everything, or you want to make a comment on what you think about a GT500. Queen City Mopar, thank you. Mopar Life DH7, I appreciate you guys. Get to know each other. Visit each other's channels, please. Support each other. Stay positive in this YouTube gang. You know what I mean? I ain't the biggest YouTube out here, but I'm trying to bring y'all some really unique stuff whenever I can. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys are supporting each other. Most importantly, stay blessed. Stay kind. Mona G, love you, girl. Prayers and wishes to you. Hoping all the best. And yeah, man, just stay good, guys. 1.